So yeah, you're still getting 1 for 1 if your opponent giant grows, and you're possibly even saving yourself your own creature because once again that giant growth is not going to kill your creature off in combat. So this is a pretty high pick in my opinion, probably first to third.
Yeah, I think so too. You're always doing something useful with it.
Yep. So what do you think about 1 mana 1/1s?
1 mana 1/1s are really bad and not worth a card.
No, I like the flavor of this guy. He's pretty cool. I get to see cards in my opponent's hand, which I actually like a lot. Knowing randomly what's in my opponent's hand is pretty nifty. But that being said, he's a 1 mana 1/1. He does have Island Walk, so sometimes he can be good as just an inevitability engine.
Actually, if it was 1/1 unblockable for 1, like Tormented Soul pretty much, it's still close to unplayable.
Yeah, so...
And this effect is like, what?
It's nifty. I think they're playing around with that. There was a creature in Dragon's Maze called Higher Torturer. It was 2 mana 2/3 defender, or 3 mana 2/3 defender, and you could activate his ability, and your opponent lost 2 life and revealed a card at random from their hand. So
Yeah.
sometimes knowledge is power. So if you're scared of that combat trick in their hand that they might be holding in their hand, then they reveal their card and it's a forest or something, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm actually safe. But this guy, he's going to require combat damage first. It's not like you can just tap him and have them reveal a card from their hand, or tap them, ping them, and have them reveal a card. So yeah, this guy's not playable, I don't think.
I had Merfolk at the Pearl Trident as a 13th to 15th pick. And I saw it played so often in M13 drafts. It was a result of me playing in the Swiss drafts.
Probably.
But this guy's better, so maybe it's a 12th to 14th pick.
That sounds fair. I mean, I'm still probably not ever putting him into my deck. It's going to require a very specific set of circumstances for me to put him into my deck.
Yeah, and even if my opponent boards this in the blue mirror, I'm really happy.
Yeah, he's not enough pressure.
Yeah.
But this guy, I like this guy a lot. It's an Nephalia Sea Kite.
Just played him in Standard Pauper in the blue flyer deck.
Yeah, and he's really good there, I know. So this guy is pretty cool. He's sort of a combat trick, but even if he's not a combat trick, he's a 4 mana 2/3 flyer with flash. So, I mean, I like this guy a lot. It's a pretty high pick for the blue decks, and he's okay to splash too.
So how often do you get someone with this?
I know with the Skyline Predator and Return to Ravnica, I got people all the time. He was a 6 mana 3/4 flash though. But having the ability to say your opponents think they're safe to attack, and you flash this guy in, and you just eat a creature, and then you have a 2/3 flying body behind it after you got done killing one of their creatures.
Sounds pretty good.
So yeah, I like the Skyline Predator Return to Ravnica, but 3/4 might have been way more significant than 2/3. I obviously haven't played with Nephalia Sea Kite though, in limited.
We have established that the relevant toughness gap is between 2 and 3, and this guy...
He gets to kill the 2 toughness guys, and he gets to survive the 2 power guys.
And he lives through shock.
And he does live through shock. So, I mean, I'm taking this guy pretty highly in the blue flyer deck.
My computer just totally froze. There we go. I'm looking at Dark Ascension review. It wasn't very good. Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Good. How high would you put this?
5th to 7th, I'd say. Maybe 1 notch higher.
Yeah, I think a 5th to 7 seems reasonable. Is it higher? Maybe it is. you get your flyer. You want your flyer. Get the opportunity to block stuff. Never be irrelevant. Not
Yeah.
truly relevant.
No.
Depends a bit on how many 4-drops you have.
Yeah. I say it depends on your curve and, whether you need tricks like this in your deck. Sometimes you just don't have enough tricks in your deck, and then you're going to take them a lot higher.
So I think 5th to 7th pick is good, and that means that it's like this is a blue staple. This is something you need to worry about every time that your opponent has 4 mana.
Yeah, especially since he's still reprinted at common. So
Yeah.
if your blue opponent has 4 mana on tap, you can probably count on them having this guy.
So 5th to 7th it is.
What about Quicken?
I am skeptical to this.
So what do you put a 1 mana cantrip at?
I would put a 1 mana cantrip as a 23rd card. Around that level.
That's probably where we should rate this.
Maybe
card.
even higher. Maybe a 6th to 8th pick for a first mana.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the way I look at this card is it's just a 1 mana cantrip. You're probably not going to use the sorcery clause too often. And if you do, then, well, that's just gravy. But I'm just kind of viewing this as a 1 mana cantrip.
And you really don't have to. You don't have to cast a sorcery card. You just.
Yeah.
And that makes it, Will it ever be? Of course, sometime it will happen, and you will look like a genius.
Yeah, sometimes it'll happen. You'll look like a genius, and you get to, kill a creature mid combat, or maybe they double block, and you get to quicken and then do a sorcery speed removal on their second creature. But
and maybe you'll even get 3 extra mana.
Yeah. But overall, it's probably just a cantrip, and it's pretty obviously a constructed card. So we'll just relegate that to a 23rd card / cantrip.
So 6th to 8th pick for Quicken.
Yep.
And getting you closer to your bombs is worth that much. Suntailhawk.
1 mana, 1/1 flying. I don't know. Passes the vanilla test.
It doesn't.
Is a 1 mana 1/1 that good?
No.
No, it's not. It's not that good.
And even with flying, it's just. I remember all the times people played like Jace's Phantasm against me in M13, and that guy had a huge upside.
Yeah, this guy doesn't have that much of an upside. He
No,
doesn't have any upside at all. He's just a 1 mana 1/1 with flying.
It's horrible.
Yeah. 23rd card, and even then, you're probably not playing him as a 23rd card. I'd probably rather play an 18th land.
Yeah, I think you're feeling really bad about yourself if you have this in your deck.
Yeah. So moving right along to Solemn Offering. That's another
Solemn Offering.
Another sideboard card.
Yeah, and not instant.
No, that's a pretty big drawback too.
Yeah.
To not being an instant, because you can't. If your opponent dark favors their creature, you can't destroy it at instant speed and just eat their creature. The 4 life doesn't particularly matter that much unless you're playing the life gain deck, and even then, you probably don't want this. So, yeah, sideboard card this is.
Yeah, and I'm starting to understand why limited resources do not raid sideboard cards, because I've been jumping. I noticed now I've been jumping around between 8th to 10th, 7th to 9th, 9th to 11th. But I think the idea is quite clear that, well, you're not main decking this, and there will be sometimes you sideboard it.
Yep. All right, so let's just move on. I think from now on we're probably not going to raid any sideboard cards. We're just going to say sideboard card for it.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Okay.
This card
Wall of Swords
did work better than expected in old draft formats.
3/5, pretty much impossible to attack profitably into, right?
Yeah, this is the Dream Wall, Pritch. It blocks everything.
It blocks everything, and it even